You should have no problem doing that, right?
This time, right?
I want to say I'm lying, but I'm not.
Why did you say you were the culprit?
I wanted to lure the culprit out. If I claimed to be the culprit, then the real culprit would agree as well. You get me?
That's fair. I respect it.
And if they pressured me to confess, then that would have looked mighty suspicious. Sheesh. Darn it. It didn't go my way because Shuichi butted in on my plan.
Maybe Shuichi's the culprit.
You and your fucking lies. Go sit in the corner and play with yourself.
Okay, I'll start right now.
I almost said okay as a joke, and then Kokichi just did the same thing. Kokichi's reading my mind.
All right. So, who's the asshole who set up this locked room mystery?
Ryu, I can't hold it up anymore.
What's the matter? You going soft on me now?
Oh my gosh. All right. No, all right. Now the joke's gone too far.
Who made the locked room mystery doesn't matter since anyone could have done it.
True.
Don't you even understand something as basic as that, you filthy cum dumpster?
Cum dumpster!
That was so like low, like offhanded, like yeah, whatever. Didn't even say it all that directly.
Someone finally called me a cum dumpster!
Have you been like waiting for this day to come all your life or something?
What should we talk about now?
That's a great question.
We must focus not on the locked room, but on who entered Angie's lab. Only one of the student council members or Kokichi could have gained entry. Therefore, the culprit must be among their number.
That leaves us with 4 suspects. Sumugi, Gonta, Kibo, and Kokichi.
Don't forget Himiko. She's also a part of the student council.
True.
Doesn't matter if she was besties with Angie, she's still a suspect.
True.
That contradicts what you said earlier, which I can prove using my recording function.
It's fine. That's just a waste of time.
Me? A suspect?
Yeah.
I never kill Angie.
I do like, and I feel like this is probably going to be a part of Himiko's character growth, whether she is the culprit or not. She has started to show emotion. She showed a lot of emotion when Tenko was killed. She's showing a lot more emotion now. She's putting more effort than she has before. And I really like that because, you know, that's sort of her thing, is everything is so much of a pain. But she's stepping up a little bit more now. And at least, like, showing some of her true feelings.
What should we discuss next? I want to hear everyone's opinion. What would you say to get yourself off the suspect list?
Why are you trying to lead the debate? You're a suspect too.
Silence, outsider. Only the suspect members are allowed to speak.
I actually really love Kokichi's approach to this class trial. He is being very direct, and he's just trying to get answers. Everybody else is kind of talking around like, oh, I don't want to suspect this person, or oh, none of us could have done it. Kokichi is like, nah, let's get down to the bottom of this, and I feel he's obviously very confident that he did not do it, so he has no problem throwing himself into the line of fire. It's actually really funny. I feel like I relate to that on a way smaller scale. If I play like sort of like strategy, like social strategy, social deduction games, like in real life, I feel like that's something that I do. It's just like I don't mind putting myself as among like a suspect of bad if I know I'm not bad. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it, but like I relate to this line of thinking for like a way less life or death scenario, and it's really interesting seeing that used in a life or death scenario. But it's really cool. I think I'm really starting to see Kokichi's appeal, because so far this class trial he has been fantastic.
Suspect Rangers?
Yeah, that's your new team name. We're gonna get you uniforms and everything.
I agree. Those under suspicion should explain themselves thoroughly.
And then we'll put the 5 of you on a basketball court, and you can fight the 5 people from the first game that we're gonna make a volleyball team or something.
We might catch them with their pants down.
Anyway, I want to ask the suspect rangers, what should we talk about? What should we say to get ourselves off the suspect list? Well, guys, I want to hear what you think.
That's sort of a difficult question, you know?
Is it because you don't have anything to say to get you off the suspect list?
Gonta not smart enough to know answer to that.
Yes, it is difficult to formulate a logical response to that question.
Wow, so nobody.
Not articulate with words, huh? Don't you guys want to prove your innocence?
They don't trust you one bit, and I don't blame them. You're probably plotting.
Why did Tenko have to die?
Okay, so now we're moving on to Tenko.
Huh?
I want to know what happened to Angie too, but can we talk about Tenko's case now and not just Angie?
Oh my gosh.
I got you exactly where I wanted, Himiko.
What do you mean?
The two victims could have been killed by two separate murderers, you know. So we need to find the first Blackened responsible for the first victim. We've got to figure out who killed Angie. Until we solve Angie's case, Tenko's case is meaningless.
Ooh.
Did you suggest that to waste our time?
It's not meaningless!
Ooh, tell him. Himiko?
Tenko's death was meaningless? How dare you! Poor Tenko! How could you do this to her? Himiko.
Himiko, stop it with your crappy lies.
Lies?
Everything you said is total BS. You didn't give two shits about Tenko when she was alive.
Ooh. Well, it can be perceived that way. I just think Himiko did not show emotion very well.
But now you're like, oh no, poor Tenko, after she's dead. Come on, really?
Kokichi, enough!
No. It's okay. It's no surprise he'd think that. I know I ignored Tenko before. That's why I'm so upset now. I should have faced Tenko. Worked things out with her while she was still alive. But now, it's too late. I can't complain to her or thank her.
Dude, I really like this class trial so far.
It's too late.
Yeah, seriously. It's way too late to realize that now.
Kato?
Our only option is to face her death head on.
Face her death?
Himiko, I understand what you're going through. So I'm gonna help you out. Let's work together to find the truth. I'm not gonna let anyone say her death didn't matter.
Kaito. All right. I'll put a silencing curse on whoever calls Tenko's death meaningless. The name of the curse is Death Curse.
Okay, well, maybe don't kill somebody when we're already trying to find a murderer here, but, I'm down with everything else you're saying. I thought you were going to say, like, a silencing curse, or, you know.
I suppose being dead would silence someone pretty good.
Listen up. All you guys are gonna help out too. Abandoning someone who died and only thinking about your own survival. That's just as bad as a hit and run. I won't forgive something so messed up.
Tenko was our friend. Gonta want to know why she died too.
Yeah, that's fair.
I already told you that's so unnecessary. We're getting sidetracked here.
Dude, did Kokichi actually kill Tenko and he's gonna get away with it because that's not the Blackie that we need to find? I think I said that once and I was only kind of half serious, but like, is that real?
No, even if it was a different culprit, we need to know how Tenko died. If we don't find out who killed her, we won't be able to work together. Not now, not ever. Even if this trial isn't for her, in order for us to survive, we need to get to the bottom of Tenko's death. Not just to survive this trial, but so we can keep going and live on.
Okay. So now we're gonna start talking about Tenko's death.
Finally, you noticed. Jeez, you're so slow.
Huh? Did Kokichi want us to notice?
Don't listen to his crap. We haven't decided whether there were two different culprits yet.
Let us talk about Tenko's case then. Perhaps that will provide us a clue.
I was just gonna say the same thing. I was like, we're not gonna know if they're two different or the same unless we start talking about the details.
Yeah, maybe.
They're not wrong, but I don't mind going over Tenko's case. But that was an abrupt change of topic. Was that intentional?
So what do we talk about first?
For now, let's see if we can narrow down the list of suspects.
Tencrouch probably got killed during the seance, so everyone there's suspicious.
Tencrouch!
People who attended the seance. People who attended the seance were Kyo, Shuichi, Himiko, Kokichi. Yeah.
That's it.
I need to make sure that all the names were there and that nobody else. Kibo was like an option in all the other ones, but he got kicked out.
Kyo, Himiko, and Kokichi.
So those 4 are the culprits.
Oh, Himiko's still culprit?
Well, that's probably just a coinkydink. The most suspicious out of the 4 is really Kyo. He suggested the whole seance idea.
True, I may have suggested it, but I explained the procedure beforehand, yes? If we all knew of it before the murder, then we are all equally suspicious.
Well, I suppose, but...
In addition, the seance wasn't entirely in my control either. I was not the one who selected the room we performed it in. It was Himiko.
Ooh. Or there 3 empty rooms. Which one shall we use? The middle room. The middle room's always best for stuff like this. Ooh, snap. Okay, well, I should begin the preparations at once. He's not wrong.
Right.
Himiko looking pretty sus.
Also, we should not limit our suspects to only those who participated in the seance.
Yeah, what was everybody else doing during seance time? Because if they weren't with somebody, then they could have been doing something sneaky.
The empty room had a point of entry from outside, you see.
Point of entry from outside, he must be referring to under the floor. So probably the hole in the back of the room, or in the back of the room there.
There! You're talking about under the floor, right? Huh? Under the floor?
Yep.
Yes, there's a crawl space under the floor a person can move through. There was also a hole that connected it to the neighboring room.
If the culprit used the hole, they could have entered and exited the seance room.
Yep.
If we consider that possibility, then there is another suspect.
Just one?
Another suspect? Who?
Kibo, because he was there, but then we kicked him out? Is that where this is going?
It's appearing before me. Oh, I can see it clearly. The true identity of Tenko's killer.
Well, that might be a bit of a stretch. Okay, what do we have here? Case child, loose floorboard.
The culprit sneaked in during the seance. Crawling under the floor.
I don't...
But it was pitch black during the seance. How could they even see if they were under the floor?
Oh.
Because it wasn't dark under the floor. You see, our villain had a light.
I agree with that.
You mean candle?
No.
I mean, Kibo's flashlight function.
Huh? Now, hold on a second.
Kibo could have used that function to get under the floor and sneak into the empty room
Okay,
during the seance.
so that must not be it. I might not have to use this.
Hold on a second.
He used his robot functions to commit the murders.
Hold on a second.
Okay, so that's not the answer to anything. You can move around under the floor. But is that possible?
The culprit sneaked in during the seance.
I don't know. Hole in the corner.
By crawling under the floor.
Each child.
But it was pitch black during the seance. How could they even see if they were under the floor?
I don't know. It was not loose before the seance. That's not, I don't think that's gonna matter. Oh gosh, alright, I think I've reached my first obstacle here. Is there any specifics about the flashlight function? No. The flashlight function didn't agree with any of the blue points, and it didn't argue against any of the, like, orange, like, points. So I just don't think that that can be it. Maybe I just have to look at, like, each one. Loose floorboard.
It wasn't dark under the
Hole in the corner. There's space under the floor so you can see what was dropped there.
floor.
And then what about the caged child? Not place no light. First circle. Caged child. I have no idea.
You see, our villain had a light.
Light? You mean candle?
I
Floorboard.
mean, Kibo's flashlight function.
Corner.
Huh?
I don't
Kibo
know.
could use that function to get under the floor and sneak into the empty room during the seance.
Hold on a second.
Uh,
Hold on a second.
I don't. But is that possible? Wait, why is it not possible?
The culprit sneaked in during the seance.
I don't understand.
During the seance. To see if they were under the floor.
Because it wasn't on the floor. You see, our villain had a light.
I have no idea. Oops.
I mean,
He already says that, so that's not.
Now hold on a second.
I have no idea.
Use that function to get under the floor and sneak into the
Flashlight
empty room
draw that.
during the
Oops.
seance.
I didn't even mean that.
I said hold on.
I didn't mean to shoot that.
Robot functions to commit the murders.
Is there a lie that I'm supposed to say?
the culprit
That doesn't make
sneaked in
sense.
by crawling.
But it was
I guess I'll try that. None of these points make any sense.
floor.
You see, our villain had a light. I mean,
Huh.
Now
Kibo could have used that function to get under the floor.
I'll reveal the truth.
Whoa. That was right?
Mew, you gave Kibo his flashlight function, correct?
Okay, I don't know if I like that as the answer. I was like, none of those points make any sense, and now we have to lie about Kibo's flashlight function? I'm so confused.
Did you not notice?
I know the game likes using the sort of like lying function as like a, you know, a thing in the game, but I don't think it makes that much sense here.
I didn't notice what.
It's hard to believe that Kibo is the culprit in this case. Even harder to believe that this trial isn't being manipulated by someone. Even if I have to lie, I need to defend Kibo.
The drawback of the flashlight function that you added. It's so bright, even Kibo can't see when it's turned on.
Is that true?
I see. That bright, huh? Wait, what? There's no way a genius like me would make that kind of rookie mistake.
But you make mistakes a lot.
Call her out.
Hey! If you're gonna fuck me in front of everyone, at least buy me dinner first!
If he can't see, it doesn't matter how bright the area is. He couldn't move like that. So Kibo couldn't have been underneath the floor.
Is Kibo not gonna like agree to, you know, with this at all?
Is that true?
There we go.
Kibo? Is what Shuichi said true?
Well, Kibo, please play along. Kibo.
Well, I'm so sorry. I just don't remember. Really, I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh, he's just like incapable of like lying.
Ah, we get it already. Just turn it off. We're gonna go blind.
you don't remember? What does that even mean?
Well, Shuichi, trying to make a fool out of me, huh? Let me put on some makeup, cause I want to at least look pretty before you decide to fuck me!
That's
Shuichi, I'm so sorry.
Oh gosh.
Damn, that is seriously bright.
Wouldn't the light have shined through the gaps of the floorboard if it had been this bright?
Yeah, that's like the main problem that I had, but that wasn't what was brought up. Whatever. It's not that big of a deal. The whole. Yes, the culprit couldn't have even. Why was I starting to read? I'm so dumb.
Not even Kibo.
Oh, they couldn't have?
It's like an hour into this class trial. I'm just like, oh, I forgot. They speak by themselves. Duh.
We were there after all. We would know. There was a hole near the corner of the room we were in. Remember?
Yeah. That seems like a way bigger hole than, oh, Kibo couldn't see with the. Oh my gosh. No, I said I'd gotten over it. I'm over it. I'm over it.
Would have leaked through.
But when we did the seance, I'm pretty sure the room was pitch black.
Yeah, no, it definitely was.
That's right. We didn't see anything, so the culprit couldn't have used a light.
Yeah, they just had to feel their way around, I guess.
And just because I have a built-in flashlight function does not mean I am the culprit.
I see. That was a flaw in my theory.
But nobody's gonna call out Shuichi for like lying about it.
Geez, here I thought this would be the case where the murder could only be done by a robot.
You have accused me of being the culprit more than once now, simply because I am a robot. My status as a robot does not mean I am capable of performing superhuman feats. My vision is somewhat poor, and I only possess average physical strength and intelligence.
All right, you made your point. God, now I feel sort of bad for you.
I neither want nor need your pity.
Yeah, just keep flashing them.
With the flashlight, it's way too bright.
It would have been difficult to move around under the floor in that pitch black darkness. Maybe the floor and the hole have nothing to do with this case.
I find that hard to believe.
Then why was floorboard under Tenko lined up funny? Going to think that was so culprit could stab Tenko from underfloor.
Ooh, nice observation, Gonta. Are you finally getting used to the class trials?
He's getting there.
Uh-huh. Thank you.
Don't say it like that. You're better off not being used to this kind of stuff.
Maybe they marked Tenko with glowing paint and looked for that.
Wow, we're just gonna like, we're first referencing the chapter 1 of the first game, now chapter 1 of the second game.
That'd let the culprit find her. Then they could stab her through the floorboards.
Nah, nobody's ever done that before.
Boy, that sounds really familiar too. But I'm just gonna ignore it.
I see you, game.
Her corpse didn't have any trace of glowing paint, though.
Oh, yeah. So then why was that floorboard loose?
The loose floorboard was the one under Tenko, right?
Yes.
If the culprit used it while she was still alive, she'd totally notice.
Who fucking cares? Fussing over that won't get us closer to the culprit.
We shouldn't dismiss this line of inquiry, however. Instead of butting our heads against this, how about we concentrate on another issue?
What other issue?
Perhaps first, we should figure out how and when exactly Tenko was killed.
I think we know when.
When? So not during seance?
Tenko was in the metal cage for the whole seance, wasn't she? How could someone have gotten to her there?
Maybe the culprit killed her before she went under the metal cage.
That's not possible.
That's not possible. She was alive at that point.
And there are 4 witnesses that can you know, agree with that. At this point, no, return Tenko. After this point, you must speak. Next time you open your mouth, it will be Angie speaking through you. Understood. Will not say a word until the seance is over, and that is her under there with all the preparations underway.
Yes, she was unmistakably alive when the seance began.
That was right before we blew out the candles. But when the light came back...
She was dead.
The floorboard was removed at that point, so it's likely she was already dead then.
So she was killed when the room was dark?
Yeah.
But she was inside cage, right? Going to think it impossible to kill her then.
What happened to this whole under the floorboards thing? So, like, I think that's exactly kind of what happened-ish.
Then she wasn't killed when the room was dark. It was a different time.
A different time?
How the fuck should I know? You figure it out, shitheads.
We're telling you the facts, and you're just trying to, you know, say that the possibility of something that there's no way it could have happened.
Huh? Since Gonta said it was impossible, I'm proposing an alternate theory. Now hurry up and think! If you want to make my golden brain tingle, start circle jerking your limp dick brains!
Oh gosh. These get harder and harder every time they pop up. Mark's gonna say, okay, Iron Cage, White Sheep both have blood on them. Oh, or the dog statue.
It wasn't during the seance.
It could not have been done at any other time.
Correct.
She was under the cage the whole time.
I cannot argue against that.
Dead when the cage was lifted.
What about moment cage was lifted?
Cage was lifted.
Like that.
When cage lifted, culprit stabbed Tenko real fast.
Okay, when the cage was lifted, the white sheet
fast,
already had blood
no
on it,
one
so no.
saw.
Okay, that might be it.
Oh my!
So who lifted the cage?
Who do you think?
It was me.
You okay,
And
Mio?
obviously, Himiko is the culprit.
No.
There's no down.
Okay, so I think it's the white sheet for lifting the cage Tango not being killed during the seance. That might not be impossible, but there's no evidence for it.
When Tenko got
Alright, that's my line of thinking. Is the white sheet had blood on it, so when the cage was lifted, it couldn't have happened.
The whole time.
What moment cage lifted?
Oh, shoot. There we go.
That's wrong.
Alright, that one wasn't bad. Woohoo! I do feel mostly proud of myself for being able to figure this stuff out.
The moment the cage was lifted.
It's not exactly 1-to-1, and you know, you have to take like that one extra leap in logic, and I'm getting there. I'm doing it.
Because the inside of the white cloth had Tenko's blood on it. That cloth was removed before the cage was lifted.
Yep.
If Tenko was stabbed then, there wouldn't be blood on the cloth.
Yep, so try again. There's also blood on the top of the cage, so it stands to reason that she was stabbed from beneath or whatever.
brain be wrong when it felt so right?
You're always wrong, I don't know.
The only possibility is that Tenko was killed during the seance.
I got your remodel right here.
Oh gosh, what do you have? What do you want now? How many more wrong ideas do you want to put forward?
No, it's still wrong to think that Tenko was killed during the seance.
What?
I'm gonna prove it right now. My golden brain is gonna go all out.
Okay. We'll see about that.
Tenko died after the seance. It happened when the sheet was lifted.
No.
That was the moment the culprit chose to stab the fuck out of Tenko through the cage. They stuck the thin blade through the gaps of, and that clean white sheet got stained blood red.
But the weapon was a sickle. Only the blade could have fit through the gaps.
Okay.
The blade's all you need.
Alright, I like forgot what I was supposed to be doing there.
In the cage. It'd be long enough to reach Tenko. Sitting in there with her neck all exposed.
Sitting
She
in
wasn't
there.
that far from the cage's gaps. In which case, the person who lifted the sheet is the culprit. And that's none other than Kyo.
Okay. Alright, so maybe the marker stone that shows that she was not sitting there with her neck exposed like that?
The blade's all you need. If you stick the blade through a gap in the cage, it'd be long enough to reach Tenko. Sitting in there with her neck all exposed.
Okay, okay, that was right.
Cut through your words.
Let's go! So good at this game.
Wait just a minute. Tenko wasn't sitting down inside the cage. She was bent over with her forehead against the marker stone, and the cage itself was about 3 feet tall. The sickle's blade was too short to reach Tenko while she was in that position.
Interesting. Well, it looks like the floorboard was moved, so like, did somebody like move the floorboard over so they could create a gap so they could get to her?
Then I messed up again? How could this happen? I am so embarrassed.
Maybe you should just like stop putting theories forward because all of them are wrong.
No worries, Mew. Everyone already knows you're an embarrassment to the human race.
Yeah, no worries.
Even Gonta.
How embarrassing!
If Shuichi is right, then it's impossible for Tenko to have been killed through the cage.
She couldn't have been killed during the seance since she was in the cage, right?
No.
If she was killed then, the cloth over the cage would have been pierced.
Not during the seance or from below the floor. Then it's impossible, isn't it?
Well, I mean, I think it is from below the floor, just not like between the floorboards or whatever.
Yeah, for a living person.
Oh gosh.
What if Angie's spirit killed Tenko?
No, knock it off.
What are you talking about? That's not possible.
You're scaring Kaito.
We don't know that. Some things are impossible for a human, but not for a spirit.
Don't say stupid stuff like that. Screw spirits.
Stop that now.
Angie's spirit killed Tenko? Why?
Tango killed Angie, and then Angie killed Tango, and there's no culprit.
Himiko?
Why would Angie's spirit kill Tenko?
What if Tenko killed Angie, and then Angie's spirit came back for revenge?
Like I said, that's impossible! Spirits can't be culprits!
Then explain how the culprit killed Tenko under these impossible circumstances.
Well,
See? You can't explain, can you? Only a spirit could have done
wait!
that.
I know! What if the culprit was hiding inside the cage?
Okay, now you're just being ridiculous.
If they were in there, they could have stabbed Tenko during the seance.
I mean, I do think they could have moved the floorboard to be able to get someone in there, so maybe he's not exactly wrong, but like the way he said that sounded very ridiculous.
No. If there was someone else in the cage, we would have
I
noticed.
agree with Kaito. The culprit could have been inside the cage.
You do?
Nonsense. There was no space in the cage for the culprit to hide.
Maybe the culprit wouldn't need to hide in the first place.
Are you saying that Tenko killed herself?
What?
Also, the culprit could have killed her in the cage at any time. I think you know what I'm getting at, right?
The they she's referring to is... Oh gosh, I went the long way around. I don't know what number everybody is. Tenko herself?
I believe Maki is referring to Tenko herself.
What did you say?
I just don't think that makes sense when you think about the dried blood under the floor and like the sickle that like had blood on it.
Are you saying Tenko was the culprit?
She committed suicide.
Suicide?
I don't believe that.
If she committed suicide, it would explain a lot of things we couldn't figure out. She volunteered to be in the cage and then stabbed herself during the seance.
She did volunteer to be in the cage.
It wouldn't matter how dark the room was.
But the sickle she was stabbed with was under the floor, right?
Yeah, and also what about like the big thunk in the middle of the seance?
If Tenko had stabbed herself, wouldn't the sickle still be inside the cage?
Oh my god. You actually said something smart.
Perhaps that explains why the floorboard was removed. After stabbing herself with the sickle, she threw it underneath the floor.
Oh gosh. Wait, but then what about the dried blood?
So she took off the floorboard to get rid of the sickle?
Yes, that makes sense to Gonta.
Well, it doesn't make sense to me.
It also, yeah, it doesn't really make sense to me as to why Tenko would kill herself. I feel like she wouldn't gain anything from that. In these, well, yeah, there's only been one person to ever actually commit suicide, and that was for, like, a very, I won't say it was a very good reason, but, like, you know, there was, like, a reason behind, there was something that they could gain from doing that. And I don't see that being the case this time.
There's no reason for Tenko to commit suicide.
Maybe I wasn't too far off with the theory I had earlier. You know, about Tenko killing Angie.
Yeah?
Because Tenko and Angie were fighting for your attention, right?
Hey, Angie, when did you brainwash Himiko?
Tenko's pent-up frustration led her to commit such an atrocity.
I don't know, Tenko, like, came to consult us for help, so she didn't really take that sort of direct action against Angie initially. I feel like she would have if that was the case.
Her conscience couldn't handle it anymore, so she decided to end her own life.
What?
But if she was gonna kill herself, why do it during the seance?
Anyway,
She wanted to hide the truth of her suicide.
but why?
Really? Why?
There could only be one reason to hide it in a killing game, right? It's to take us down with her.
Take us down?
She wanted us to pick the wrong answer during the class trial.
I don't think so.
So she could bring us all down. She wanted us to die with her. Okay, well, she probably just wanted Himiko to die with her, but still.
But what are you saying? Tenko wasn't like that. She told me.
Keep your chin up and live life facing forward. Survive with me and everyone else. Yeah,
What if all of that was just a lie?
I don't think so.
Wait, we should believe Tenko's last words.
The true terror of class trials is that you shouldn't believe everything said.
Himiko, you said that Tenko would never do anything like that. But how can you be so sure? Did you guys actually know each other? People keep all sorts of secrets. Like Maki. She hid the fact that she's a cold-blooded killer. Is it wise of us to trust other people wholeheartedly in this kind of situation?
Jeez, you're such a naive dude.
Naive?
We're all just people, you know? Of course we're gonna have some secrets. What matters is whether there's any malice behind them.
People can lie about how malicious their hidden secrets really are.
Well, duh. It's impossible to know for sure what others are thinking. That's why it all comes down to whether or not you believe in yourself. If you get betrayed, it's not their fault. It's your fault for believing in them.
I don't know if I like that line of logic or not. I'd have to think about that more.
That's why I believed in Maki Roll, because I wanted to believe in her.
Just because you're acting all cool doesn't mean you get to skip training.
Hey, come on. Don't you think you're being a little too strict?
No.
Well, we come from different backgrounds. So for now, let's agree to disagree. No one's ever called me naive before. And from Kaito? Seriously?
Whether or not I believe, my heart can't reach Tenko anymore. But I want to believe in her. She wouldn't commit suicide. She wouldn't try to take us down.
Yeah, this does not seem like her at all.
That's what I want to believe.
Me too. Gonta no can believe Tenko commits suicide.
But if Tenko did commit suicide, that would answer all of our questions.
Except for the dried blood under the floor.
If you insist we believe in Tenko, then provide a reason to do so.
Proper reason.
All right, I'll give you a reason.
Is there a reason?
Yes, there is. Will you trust me, Maki? If it turns out I'm wrong, you can blame me all you like. But for now, I need you to trust in my detective work.
I don't believe Tenko would kill herself because of what she said. Okay, everyone, I'll see you guys after the seance. Oh yeah, she did say that. She said see you guys after. I doubt she had a sudden change of heart. Just because we don't know how she was killed doesn't mean it was a suicide. We shouldn't be satisfied with that, and if we keep thinking, we'll find the truth. And that means we have to believe in Tenko. I'll make them all believe. Okay, this is going to be potentially difficult, we'll see. Pull in the corner, Tenko's last moment.
So far, suicide seems to be the best explanation.
Let me just like read through just to make sure. Crouch position, back where neck was deep, but probably not enough to immediately kill her. Okay.
Her plan was to take us down with her.
Don't think so.
So she hid her true intentions.
Isha Monokuma.
Tenko's not that kind of person.
This is just about. Yeah, that's the one for Angie. Oh, the second victim discovered 11 a.m. Stabbed in the back of her neck, resulting in death. No other injuries.
But if Tenko did commit suicide, it would explain how she died during the seance.
Let me read this again. Okay, not killing her immediately.
She could have secretly brought the sickle and then stabbed herself with it.
Finally, with the last of her strength, she threw the sickle underneath the floor. All the pieces fit.
Everyone thinks that Tenko committed suicide only because they're latching onto the easiest answer. Even think that their suicide theory wouldn't work. Do I have to lie again?
Suicide seems to be the best explanation.
Her plan was to take us down with her. So she hid her true intentions.
Tenko's not that kind of person.
Mono Cubs file 3, that doesn't
But if Tenko
do anything.
did commit suicide, it would explain how she died during the seance.
Hole in the corner, hole in the middle.
And then stabbed herself with it.
I am losing health every time I fire one, even if I'm not firing it at
Last of her
anything.
strength.
Last of her strength.
She threw the floor.
Tenko, alright, yeah. Alright, that's what
All
it
the
is.
pieces
I have to lie about Tenko dying instantly, but they... Okay.
So far,
I'm gonna see if
suicide
that's right.
seems
If
to be
that's
the best
right, I don't like it.
explanation.
But I don't think anything else makes sense.
So she hid her true intentions.
Tenko's not that kind of.
Ooh.
But if Tenko did it would explain how she died during the seance.
Uh-huh.
She could have secretly brought the sickle and then stabbed her.
Uh-huh.
Play with the latch.
I don't like this as an answer. I'm pretty sure there's a Monokuma file.
Under the floor.
Hold on, let me see. Let's see. For the victim was stabbed in the back, resulting in death. Okay, so who was the one that told me about Tenko's last moments? I don't remember where this truth bullet came from, but I guess maybe I'm the only one that knows that it wasn't enough to kill her immediately. All right, maybe that's fine. If this is something that I, as Shuichi, learned by investigating the body, and I'm the only one that knows that, then I actually, all right, then I take that back. I thought that it was more common knowledge that she did not die instantly, but okay, this makes a little bit more sense to lie about if I'm the only one that even has that information that she did not die immediately. Okay.
Because she died instantly.
Never mind. I think I take back my complaint that I was about to make.
Instantly?
Her death might not have been instant, but she couldn't have gone far before she bled out. All right, so Maki's the only other one that knows, but we asked Maki to trust us with our detective ability.
I'm certain of it. My investigation determined that she died instantly.
And Maki is definitely more likely to play along with us than Kibo is, apparently.
What's your opinion, Maki? I'd like to hear from someone who specializes in murder.
Maki.
You're right. I completely forgot about that important detail. Tenko died instantly.
What?
As an assassin, I specialize in killing my targets swiftly.
I know, because I killed Tenko instantly.
There's no doubt that Tenko was killed immediately.
Words of a true killer. Pretty sure we can believe everything she said.
Thank you, Maki.
How could you
This is why you're the
forget
best.
Maki roll? You better apologize to Shuichi.
Only when you apologize to Maki for calling her such a stupid name.
Excuse me?
It's okay, Kaito, really. No apology necessary. Anyway, Tenko died so suddenly that she couldn't have gotten rid of the sickle. Knowing that, the theory that she killed herself just doesn't fit, correct?